Well, it's impressive ladies' night from the National Party here. None other than Bridget McKenzie, of course, is here. Happy, no doubt, to talk about the National Party in Victoria's performance of the state election. Well played all round. And by the way, on early count, One Nation may well end up getting somebody up in the upper house as well in Victoria. So good to hear from James Ashby as the Chief of Staff to Pauline Hanson. So everyone's a winner tonight. Congratulations. You get a seat and you get a seat and you get a seat. Well done. All right, so let's talk here about a story I cannot believe, which is that a public school has turned around and said that their school budget, they might have to pull back on things like excursions and camps and concerts and all the rest of it here, right? Now, James, there are people that are watching us right now, and obviously I'm more sensitive to this because my kids are in the earliest of school years. We keep being told we spend more money than ever before on health, yet we know what our hospitals look like, and we're spending more money than ever before on education, but we know what our schools look like. So where the hell is the billions of dollars going if kids aren't able to go on an excursion?
Well, Paul, when I was a kid, and probably when you were a kid as well, we relied on parents to help go and help supervise, and I must say the excursions for the local scout den, where we'd all camp out in some horrible dilapidated building. But these days kids want to go to, you know, the snow or Canberra or to the US or whatever it might be. So look, I sort of get it, but when you need a blue card these days as a parent to go and supervise, whether it be swimming or little athletics or even a school camp, I can see why there are problems in our primary schools and high schools as we move forward, why these schools can't afford to hold these camps any longer. So I'm not surprised by it.
By the way, if any of my schoolmates are watching, can you send me a message on my phone about the crappiest one we ever did? I've forgotten them. I put them out of my mind, or I probably was suspended and not allowed to go, but I'm sure exactly the same as James. Bridget, again, just how the system works. We spend all of this money. Parents obviously are so deeply invested, but we know that something other than the day-to-day grind at school helps kids learn. But what happens when there's no money for those things?
Yeah, well, absolutely, Paul. I'm an ex-phys ed teacher, so I am absolutely in favour of kids getting away from the daily routine of life, having new challenges, particularly in the great outdoors, and what that adds to not just their educative experience at an academic level, but also those personal skills and resilience and overcoming fears and challenges. So there's some of the things that school camps can provide and have for generations, no matter where we've ended up sleeping. At the end of the day, these are decisions, as a former teacher, for school principals to make on what they're going to prioritise their school budget on. And I think investing in school camps, making sure that those school camps can be afforded by a range of parents at your schools, not just the more affluent parents at your schools, is critical, particularly for public schools. And most of the kids in regional areas attend public schools. And so I would be calling on school principals to maybe cut down on some of the other things that are going on in the budget. And my great concern is that this actually might be a push from unions for teachers having to work beyond 9 to 5. And I can tell you school teachers, have in excess of 13 weeks leave away from the classroom. A lot of that should be on classroom preparation, but the sad reality is a lot don't spend that break preparing for classes. And so there is sort of a quid pro quo, time in lieu position for teachers, and that means they need to be away from home, giving kids these great experiences in the great outdoors as part of school camps.
Now James, I hope you don't mind me probing, but when the Senator has left the door open, I have to slightly push it. Can we talk about Miss McKenzie as a phys ed teacher? Was the reason you chose phys ed because it was a chance to wear shorts to school? And when the kids learnt out that your name was Bridget, how often was it, oh, g'day, Bridge?
Bridge, I get Bridge a lot. I was also a mathematics teacher. So all the sporty boys who hated maths kind of ended up liking both because I had some kudos in the phys ed department and some taskmaster in the maths department.
How good's long division with Mr McKenzie? Because then as soon as we finish it, we can go kick a footy.